All right, it is Tuesday, and this is Late Night Love. I'm Don Amici, and seated to me, next to me is my co-host for tonight, Dr. LaWanda Hill. How are you, Dr. LaWanda?
I am doing excellent.
You have a
What
great
about
weekend?
you? I had an amazing weekend.
Anything fun? Any good trouble?
Rest, restoration, and some good trouble that I'll never tell.
Oh, okay. All right, I love it. Listen, we're here to discuss Black love in all of its forms over the next 2 hours. So listen, you hear a lot of interesting points of views from us and creators across social media and guests live on tonight's show. The phone number, as always, you can give us a call at 310-369-0400 to get involved in tonight's conversation. And let us know what you think about tonight's topic. And we got some Foxhole swag for you to give away, as always. Be a part of the conversation, add to it. You know, we love you. All right, so listen, Dr. LaWanda, most of us recognize the way we do relationships come from our childhood.
Absolutely.
Especially the connections we have with our parents. Could we kick off tonight's conversation talking about Mama's boys and Daddy's girls?
Mama's boys and Daddy's girls.
What are some of the positive, negative connotations of both relationships, particularly when we talk about romance?
We're taking it all the way back to what we would call, in the field of psychology, is early childhood attachment, Bowlby. Who got credit for it, but you know how that goes. So attachment is age old, like how we attach to our parents, daughter, girl, boy, whomever. How we attach really gives us the beginning, what we call the archetype, the schema of how we approach relationships. And so that's your rubric, for better or for worse. Whatever precedent in terms of needs, emotional needs, physiological needs, psychological needs, love, romance, how to take care of every single thing under the sun, your parents, mama or daddy, is going to be your first example of that, your first blueprint of that.
I'm the product of a single mother. I guess my father was not there. So what does that mean for me?
That could mean a lot of different things, right? What was normal for you? So you being in a home where it was just a woman and seeing a woman do things, what was normal for you, right? What kind of empathy did that produce in you? What ways did that harm you or impact you and make you overcompensate? What kind of men did your mom date? What kinds of relationships did she have? What kinds of friendships did she have? All of that in your little adolescent, or not even adolescent, your child brain in those critical years are forming these archetypes, what we would call schemas, and it has informed your relationships in some way or another.
You know, funny thing, I never really saw my mother date. I never, if she did, I never saw a boyfriend. I think I saw one guy when I was 5 or 6, maybe come by the house.
Okay.
That she said might have been my dad, or like this is that I thought was my dad, maybe. But that was after that. I never saw a guy.
So maybe it was not how you dated, right? How did she care for you? If you didn't see her date, you definitely felt how she cared for you.
Oh, absolutely. She took very good care of me.
That set the precedent for how women are supposed to take care of men based on how your mama took care of you.
Ooh. Oh, so I've been looking for a woman to take care of me?
In some ways. Well, take care of you the way your mom did, maybe, to some extent.
Interesting.
That's We're
deep.
going to get into it.
That's
it's deep. It's always deep, Doug. Come on.
That is
You
deep.
know it's always deep.
All right. A Handsome Nightmare kicks off tonight's conversation with 2 types of mama's boys. Who's ready to talk? All right?
Let's talk.
Check this out.
So dating a mama's boy can go one or two ways. It could be amazing, or it could be totally awful. It just depends, man. Because you got some moms that love their son so much that they can't even hold that man accountable. Like, if he were to get into it with you, they will ask you, what did you do to start it? You know what I'm saying? To ignite the whole situation. Then you got mothers, God bless mine, who, I'm a mama's boy, but she would check me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll make sure I'm doing everything as a gentleman. But you're going to get one of the two. There's no in between. From my knowledge, there's no in between. I hear great stories and I hear nightmare stories. But like I said, for me, my mom, she holds me accountable, no matter who I talk to.
And I take it women hate the mama's boy who can do no wrong. I've seen that mama's boy where she sticks.
What does that look like?
She sticks up for him.
Yeah.
It's always the woman's fault.
She's very non-objective in her view of her baby boy. She still see him as a boy and not his flaws, his good or his bad, indifferent. It's just, or not his good, just his This is bad, just as good. Those kinds of moms are kind of like very biased.
Which is a thing we all, I guess she never looked at him as growing up. I mean.
No, it's just like when you are not objective, like that's your baby. So you see your baby as the person who is the center of the universe, not seeing what their wrong is. And that's the kind of mama's boy that I think that a lot of women have a problem with. Because your mom don't hold you accountable. Your mom, your world revolves around her. She centers you. She makes sure that your needs are top priority, which as a mom, I'm not mad at that. But I need to teach you how to be in relationship with other people, with other women, and understanding that that's not always the case. And those kinds of mama's boys, I think women have a problem with.
That's very interesting. And then the other type of mama's boy is the one where it's kind of a healthy relationship.
Yeah, they gave what I would call a balanced perspective. They loved them, they cared for them, they revered them. That was their first healthy model. So they have a good perspective of women. They love women. This is the model that they've seen with their mom, and they want to go and replicate it and do the same thing they experienced. They've been held accountable. They have a level of like maturity. They understand the nuances. They talk to them about them. That's a more balanced mama's boy.
Oh, have you run into any of that in the dating world?
Mama's boys, I think I've run into some healthy mama's boys. They love their mom, they're balanced with their mom, they're centered with their mom, and it hasn't skewed them in a direction where they feel like entitled.
You talked about sometimes mothers make the son the pseudo husband.
Surrogate husband.
The surrogate husband.
Yeah.
What is that?
Surrogate husband. You have a mom. You talk about growing up as only child, right?
Yeah.
So let's say your mom begins to now overly rely on you to do the things that her husband would have done, to care for the home, to be emotionally supportive for her, to be there for her, to attend to her. We kind of see this a little bit in Waiting to Exhale with Loretta Devine's character, with her son. She don't want him to grow up. She don't want him to go off. She want him to be there. That's her companion. That's her comfort zone. So you're kind of relying on that kid to be more of your companion and your support as opposed to allowing them to be a child and or moving to adult child. They become the surrogate husband, the thing that you don't have. Now you're looking to your son to be able to do that.
And sometimes it feels like there's a little competition between the girlfriend and the mom, or the wife and the mom, like of who gets the son's
because you're moving into her territory now.
But then again,
especially if that son provided.
And then here's the other thing: is like the son gets put in a weird situation of like, how do I deal with that whole situation?
Because you don't understand that you've been a pseudo husband for her. Ooh. So you think that this is normal. You think that, no, I'm supposed to cover my mom. I'm supposed to be there for her. It's my mama over everything. You don't understand that because your father or we're talking about heterosexual relationship, right? So if because the father figure hasn't been there, you think that this is normal for a son to be able to do.
You're just trying to be loyal, son. That's just my mom. I'm just giving reverence to her, and that I'm just trying to be the good boy. So it's so interesting that, like, I was rolling through when I went to dinner with my cousin, and we were just walking through Culver City where I used to live, and just a lot of childhood memories were going up. And a lot of things that were normal back then, I started like, this wasn't normal.
This wasn't okay, right? It was normal, but it wasn't healthy.
I was remembering a lot of things. I'm like...
Like what?
We were homeless. We were... Just a lot of things that unstable that we were doing. A lot of places.
Ooh, Don, something just came to me. I'm so sorry. Yeah. You mentioned this instability, and you've mentioned a lot in the episodes about the ways in which you care for women. Could it be that growing up and seeing your mom in those positions and those perspectives made you very empathetic to this kind of woman who needed cared for?
I'm just a very empathetic person, so I think that's part of my DNA in who I am as a person. So that is something I've been working on as an adult, of trying not to stay.
Have those more boundaries.
Yeah, have boundaries and not try to stay in situations that backfire, or not backfire, but end up becoming more dangerous to myself. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people will only do to you what you allow them to do to you. And so, once again, this is all rooted in childhood. Which is something that I've been recognizing. But I was just sitting there walking around. I'm like, oh God, we used to be living in a car here, and this is a church we used to go get food from over here, and it's just a weird looking back at it. I mean, but all of this was normal.
Yeah, this was part of your day to day. I used to tell people I didn't think that it was abnormal to heat up the house with the oven until I got to grad school.
Or run that electricity cord from the neighbor's house over here to light
Hello.
Come on,
this is us struggling and making do, but it goes to our point. Yeah. That's the beginning model, and we begin to form what's normal and abnormal based on how we grew up and what we saw.
Lola gives a shout out to the girl dads in this clip. Watch this and smile.
I love when I'm getting to know somebody and they ask me, are my parents in my life? Specifically, my dad. When I get that, do you know your dad is your dad in your life? Yes. Yes. And quite frankly, I couldn't wait for you to ask me this question. Pull up a chair. Let me tell you all about him. Like, my dad is one of the ones. Like, I am a certified daddy's girl. Like, I love my dad so much. I love my mom too. But I love my dad so much. And it's just like, yes, he is. He's very much present in my life. He's been here my whole life, actually. Thank you very much. Shout out to all the girl dads. Shout out to all the girl dads that are present in their daughter's life. Making her feel like the prettiest girl in the party. Spoiling her, never telling her no. Teaching her the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving her the male perspective on things. Protecting her. Providing for her. Never leaving her side. Shout out to y'all.
Love it.
Teaching her the
it.
game. I love that.
Teaching her the game. I wish I had that.
What?
I wish I had that. I wish I had a dad who was he was there. He was physically present. He was emotionally absent. But I wish I had a dad who was giving me the game, who made me feel amazing, like the only girl in the world, all the things that she said. That's a very, very healthy foundation.
Yeah, one thing as I've gotten older, we start to look at the parenting that a lot of we got as kids, or that other people, that we got, and it's just like, we need to be doing a better job at raising our children. And I'm happy to see that people are taking better steps at raising their children. I don't know how great it's going to be. We'll have to wait until the generation pops up.
Right,
they're taking these alternative, different ways to do it.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they're a little too protective. I mean, you got to let kids, go through a little storm. That's how they get their character, and they got to get the bumps and bruises. You can't protect them.
A
from
little
everything.
bit of challenge. I think a little bit of challenge. I don't believe in challenge and struggle, but I don't believe in extreme hardship.
No. You don't want to traumatize them. Shay, Your Love Diva breaks down a mama's boy villain origin story in this quick clip. Watch and comment in the chat.
Hey, beautiful boss diva. This is Shay, your love diva, and can we please talk about the mama's boys for just 1 second? Ladies, if you are raising sons as a single mother, this is for you. For ladies who are dating these boy men, this is for you too. Because this is the most frustrating man to actually marry or to date. So when you see them, run the other direction. Mama's boys were overly coddled by their mother. Their mother, who maybe wasn't getting enough attention and affection from their father, or there was no man present in their life, they poured it all into their son. So their son meets an emotional need for that particular mother. But what they do is they block any space for another woman to get into that man's heart and make the other woman feel as if she's not good enough, in which she has to compete with the mother. Mothers, your job is to raise your son. After you do that, it's time for you to keep it moving. However, ladies, if you meet a guy who's still attached to his mom, there's no way that you can fix that.
Shouts out to Dynasty from the chats. Dynasty says, that's true. A few will treat you the way they believe their mother deserved to be treated growing up. However, we frequently run into the ones that act like the world revolves around them.
Punishing. Well, you spot on, Dynasty. I think that sometimes when we see some of the women hating, I do think that you see this all over the internet, and a big part of this is men are mad at their mothers, and they treat you like they want to punish you. Some of them feel like, oh, this is how my mom should have been treated because she wouldn't, fill in the blank. Some feel like, no, my mom treated me like the world, and so I'm going to give it, this is how you should treat me. It's like sometimes I feel like we fall into these two different dichotomies, these two different extremes, and healthy is always somewhere in the middle.
It is. It's
not always on the extremes, but I do think to Dynasty point, you're right. They believe that their mother deserved to be treated this way, and therefore they treat you that way, and it becomes a projection.
So what's the correct way to move forward? I mean, you have to reprogram yourself?
Go to fill in the blank.
Therapy?
Go to therapy.
So you got to find out what works well for you.
You got to find out what your wounds are. You got to find out, to your point when you were going back through Culver City trying to figure out what, man, damn, I thought this was healthy. This is not healthy. This was my normal. This is what I'm used to, overly being that emotional partner for my mom. I'm used to filling in her needs. I'm used to being the person that she watched TV with and eat her snacks with, and I'm probably shouldn't be doing that. Wow, this ain't normal. Wow, this is an unhealthy relationship. Wow, this is not leaving room for other women in my life. we got to take time to reflect on. None of us escape childhood unharmed. I tell people that all the time. None of us escape childhood unharmed. So the chances are high that we walked away with some positive and healthy things and some unhealthy and dysfunctional things. And I think we got to pause and figure out what.
So you got to figure out what your baseline is.
What your baseline is, because wherever you go, there you are, and you taking it into the relationships.
Ooh, this is.
It's getting deep already. You know how it is done.
It's just a lot of work.
Yes.
It's a lot. It's too much work.
Respect things that take. It seems like a lot of work in the beginning, but once you put the work in, you're gonna reap the reward.
Yeah.
You're gonna reap the reward.
What if you change someone like they like being the mama's boy and the world caters to them and then they don't want to change that?
Yeah, that's all. It's called selfish.
That's a lot of people.
Selfish.
That's a lot of people today.
And
though.
selfish is gonna always run out. Nobody's gonna stick around for long. Or if they do stick around for long, it's going to always be a consequence of selfish little boys who are used to the world being catered to them. And likewise, selfish little girls.
But there are some women, I think, that they always look that it's like a challenge.
What kind of challenge?
Like, he's selfish, but maybe I can change him to make him want me.
Yeah, I said, girl, keep living. Keep living. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's a very interesting.
And they shouldn't be your projects.
No.
It shouldn't be your projects of trying to change someone.
No, somebody needs to add to your life, not
you trying to fix them. But
Listen.
they probably come from her daddy wounds, but we'll talk about that later.
All right, coming up soon, beauty maven and author Tracy Johnson joins the conversation. More late night love after the break. Stick around.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on man, let's split a ride home.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Love. Log into our YouTube and go to the Late Night Love page. Add your comments to the chat, and or if you'd rather talk to us, give us a call at 310-369-0400, and give us a call on the number on the screen, and we got some swag for you. Add to the conversation. Dr. LaWanda, when you think of Daddy's Girl, what comes to mind?
I think of a girl who has a healthy attachment. Best case scenario, meaning she feels secure in herself. She's been loved well. She's been protected. She's had a great model of what a man is and what he should be. And she's what we would call free to go explore and find that person because she has a healthy, stable figure, i.e. her father, to return home to, and she can bounce ideas off of from him.
So she's going to have a good. Do you think she's going to have a good dating
the odds are in her
Favor.
Right. So we got other variables, right? Personality and maturity, emotional maturity, all the things we've talked about over the weeks.
But hopefully there's a good foundation.
But the odds are definitely in her favor.
So how could this might be negative at all? Could there be some negatives here?
Well, the same way we talked about with boys, right? If for men who overly spoil their girls, those girls lack accountability, or they set an unrealistic precedent, or their fathers are unhealthy. Again, same thing we talk about with moms. If this is your figure, if this is your script of what a man is, and that man is unhealthy, he don't emote, he's angry all the time, he is volatile, he's emotionally abusive or aggressive, even though you're still close with him, because we could be close to people who have these toxic traits, then it could be in a bad way, because then you feel like that's the exemplar, you feel like that is the model.
Are girls spoiled, or not spoiled, are girls programmed into being princesses at a very young age?
Okay, here's what I want y'all to know. When we talked about mama's boys, this wasn't Don's energy. This wasn't your energy. Your energy was not, are boys programmed to be spoiled at a young age? You didn't, but you had this about girls. Do you realize that bias? Do you see that?
No,
you hear that coming up?
I got the same thing with the husbands for the boys.
You didn't ask that. Did you? Did y'all hear?
We're moving on to women.
But did you say?
You're getting a little triggered now.
I am not triggered. I feel very at home in my body right now. Okay, I feel very good.
I'm not trying to be biased. It's just a very general. Okay. It's just a very general question just an interesting question that I have.
Okay.
Is that a thing though?
What, girls being
treated like princesses or taught to be princesses?
Yeah, I think that girls are taught to be princesses because those are traditional gender norms. I think that, men teach their girls, or historically have taught their girls, that they are the prize, that they are a princess, that they should be revered, and that is kind of what, again, sets the framework for them.
Is this is the flip side to this? Men be hard, walk it off. Don't show no emotions.
Yeah, a man's supposed to treat you like this, baby girl, and you don't take this from him. But man, hey, don't show no emotions. You need to take care of her. You need to go out and provide. You need to own the home. And likewise with women can do for their boys, they cater to what Dynasty was saying in the comments when she called in, or she dropped the comments at YouTube, was that you are the prize. I love you so much. I give you all the attention. I cater. I send it to you, so then they grow up being selfish. So when girls can grow up being princesses, the same coin that you failed to mention is that boys can grow up being selfish.
So is that so? Both of those are bad programming at a very young age, or is there some good to that?
I think that they both have they could be problematic. Both of them can be problematic. I think that we try to think about things in good or bad, but I think about what's going to create the most problems in your relationships and keep you from connecting with people.
Yeah, because you've got,
I'm selfish on the one end, or you are overly, a princess, which is the same token of selfishness.
Yeah.
Right. You self-absorb. You feel like everything revolves around you because your dad may have made you feel that way, and both of y'all going to run into problems.
Brace yourself for Shawnee's mental health share. It's tight, but it's right. Listen up.
Your daddy being present don't mean if he was emotionally unavailable. For all the daddy's girls, come here. Your dad spoiled you and gave you everything you wanted. He was there physically and financially, but emotionally, he still neglected you. And you don't want to admit that because you cling to the image of him still being there. Okay, let's break it down. You measure love by what a man provides, not how he shows up emotionally. So I need you to start demanding presence and connection. You accept financial or physical consistency as enough. So I need you to remind yourself emotional safety matters just as much. You excuse emotional neglect because your dad did his best. So I need your ass to start telling the truth about what you did not receive. Being a daddy's girl does not ease that damn wound. Healing means being honest about what your father did not give you. So stop chasing the same neglect in your relationships.
I have seen people with both parents there and still seeing emotional issues in an individual who's had both parents there.
Absolutely.
It is not an indicator that you're a healthy individual.
It's not an indicator that you didn't walk away with wounds. I am an example. I had both parents there. I had a mom and a dad. I had a 2-parent household, and my dad was emotionally unavailable. And so when you have emotional unavailable dad, what he does is he set the bar in hell. He set the bar low. He makes the bar what you go after in men, that they could be physically present, emotionally absent. You just got to be here. You could give me maybe 10, 15% of your time, a little bit of your energy, minimal of your affection, but because I've known that, and that's my childhood schema, then that's what I begin to accept and replicate in relationships.
I dated a girl one time. Her dad was a coach, and I guess you could say that he may not have been emotional. He was to me, he was a great guy. She picked up a lot of his drive in regards to like how he would be coaching and pushing, but like the emotional aspect of like the nuance of I don't. It's kind of hard to explain.
I get what you're saying.
The nuance of dating or trying to understand the emotional. I don't know. I have to get back to that.
Like the vulnerability, the care, the tenderness, the ways in which he may have attended to her emotional needs, listened to her, talked to her, was curious about her, interested in her.
Vulnerability, I think.
The vulnerability, right?
was missing.
It was missing
out of that whole situation. But she could be the top of her game at anything.
Yeah, because she probably picked up his ambition and his drive, because we're always learning, even if they're not they're always teaching us, even if it's not verbal.
Yeah.
We're always learning from them, like their ambition. My daddy had swag, you know what I'm saying? He was the cool kid, you know, he loved sports. These things that I get from him. But he also had these other things that I talk about that were absent. So we're always learning. Again, that's the model. So however, here's the thing. Think about the different versions of phones, right? If that model is what you know, that model may have some amazing features, but it got some kinks and some bugs. And so as each different model comes out, you start to realize, and that's age, like, dang, that first model got some kinks and some bugs. That's what our parents are. So you're going by whatever model they are. And so a lot of them got some great features. In your case, he had drive, he had ambition, he was a coach. And he could model that, but he had a lot of bugs. He was emotionally unavailable. He was
a very charismatic guy. I was like, oh, wow. And
I bet she dated charismatic guys.
I'm not really sure. After we stayed friends here and there after that, but I could always tell inside of her. I'm like, oh, you got your dad's like drive and ambition, because when she put her mind to something, she was
go
like,
in and lock in.
She lock in.
Yeah, it's not all terrible things that we get from them.
No, we pick up what we pick up. Join the conversation or give us a call. Are you a daddy's girl or are you a mama's boy?
Yeah.
What say you? Maybe you don't even know what you are. 310-369-0400.
Was your parents, if you are a daddy's girl or a mama's boy, were they emotionally available? Were they emotionally available? Because being their daddy's boy, daddy's girl, them being able to buy you things to the last clip and purchase material things don't mean that they can take care of your needs.
I look back and I'm like, I don't know if my mother was emotionally available. I think I just look back and she did the best that she could.
I think most boomers weren't emotionally. Well, let me not, because I have a lot of clients who have great parents. Let me not speak from my own bias in my life. The boomers from the South seemingly unemotional.
She did the best that she could. I mean, she worked. She made my birthday special. She did. But did we have any like true talks? Any bonding advice? There were things that were kind of like shouted at me. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. There were instructions given to me. But did we have any like intimate, real talks?
She cultivate the tenderness in you, as well as the curiosity in you, as well as the fears in you. That's all part of parenting. Bell Hooks talks about those 6 components of love. And what I've come to know, I've spent a lot of time in therapy going through this, so I had to talk about this a long time.
Yeah.
That our parents, they give us what they can, and it's not always comprehensive in love. Sometimes it's just care and protection. It's not always support. It's not always emotional availability. Sometimes it's just that.
I think she just gave me what she could.
She gave me what she could.
She gave me
based on what she had.
And listen, I had to reconcile with that later on in life, to where it's like, you know what? Can't get mad. She did the best she could given the circumstances that she was in, and it's like, you know what?
It was what it was.
It was what it was, and that's you can't get mad at it at this time. All right, Santa says daddy's girls are built different. Do you agree? Check out this clip.
The daddy's girl dating theory is real, and I'm one of them, so let's speak on it. You know that generation where they say they don't need a man? That's not us. If you grew up being a daddy's girl, and for me, you had a strong, active, black man in your life from the time you opened your eyes to the time he closed his. You look at men so differently than a lot of women in this day and age, unfortunately. To some, we require a lot, but to us, it's a regular day. Because we saw how he treated our mother. He treated her like the Queen of Sheba, the Queen of England, the Queen of the world. That's what we saw growing up. But we live in a generation where that it was not a thing in a lot of households, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, that's what we require. That's what we're going to have, or we're not going to have it at all. A daddy's girl is usually in a long-term relationship or single. We don't do that in between. We don't do that in between. We either in a long-term, committed public relationship, or we not doing it at all. You're not coming in our house. You're not coming to our house. You don't even know where we live. And we not coming over there. Oh, and if daddy don't approve of you not even getting past the first date.
You know who this really reminds me of that I think she's not lying? Russell and Sierra. I think that they both came from solid love that was modeled for them, and I think those two type of people deserve each other. Sierra talks about, she did the Breakfast Club interview recently, and she talked about the love that she feels from Russell, reminding her of her daddy's love. That's her bar. That is her bar, and he meets the bar. And the same thing with him. Like, her parents have been together for a while. They both come from families who have, like family was their core value. Similarly with him, and so she's the bar. So I think that, to me, those are ideal. When you come from, you a daddy's girl, you a mama's boy, done in healthy ways, and then you out looking for that model of love, that's who that reminds me of.
Now, could the expectation be a little too high to where you might not be able to find the guy?
I think it's too high for people who not on your level.
Okay. I mean, because Sierra kind of like, she kind of got lucky with Russell, right?
I don't think she got lucky.
I mean, that's a lottery. I don't want to say lottery ticket, but that's kind of like a unicorn type situation.
I think that's a scarcity mindset. I think that you have to understand that in the same way that her dad was raising little Sierras, that somewhere out there, Russell's mom was raising Russells, and you got to find your person. Now, they may not be as many as the dysfunctional ones.
Yeah, because I mean, there was Bow Wow, there was Future. Like she was
also young.
She was looking, and I don't knock that.
Probably her bad boy era.
She was definitely looking for love.
Yeah.
And so I don't knock her for like the relationship. You know, you live and you learn. You know, but
I don't necessarily always buy into the idea that it's a unicorn. Here's what I think. I think quality takes time.
Okay.
And so I don't think that they're like, she got lucky, y'all, she's one in a million. I don't think that's the story. I think that you have to be intentional, and you have to like know that it's out there based on your model. Because here's the thing, me and my best friend, shout out to Kelly King, say this all the time. If this was the precedent with my family, at least I had two parents. And why would I be like, oh, let me go down here? This is at least the model, so I'm at least trying to build on top of that model and not lower my standards.
We're getting something from the chat said she didn't stay with the bad boys.
She didn't stay, baby. She had that bad boy phase, and she got out of there after Russell cheated with her hairstylist or whoever. Not Russell, Future. I'm sorry, Future. Cheated with her hairstylist or whoever he was, and she got out of there.
Russell just seems too good to be true sometimes.
Russell, you know why?
Why?
Because that wasn't your model.
Oh, it really?
That wasn't your model.
He just seems like, I look at him and sometimes it feels, and it may be something, it may be me. And I think a lot of people get this energy from him, that sometimes it just feels like an act.
I think it feels foreign to you.
Yes.
And it's foreign to you because it's not what you grew up knowing.
Yeah, I try not to judge it.
And yet she says, and I believe this, she says it's reminiscent of her father. Notice, it's not Sierra that's saying, oh my God, this is too good to be true. It's people who ain't had it.
Maybe, and
people who haven't known it.
I try not to dig too deep down into someone else's relationship, but it does. When I look at him, I'm like, yeah, this is too good to be true. But you're right, it is foreign to me.
It's foreign to you.
And so because it's foreign, I'm like, I have no reference point to it. That's why it does seem like it's like forced and it's a little like
you just said a whole word when you said that. The part where you said, I look at it and it looks foreign to me, and I think that shows up in a lot of relationships where, wait, you want this, like the last clip. You want too much. Your standard is too high. It's foreign to you. But to this girl who was just talking about being a daddy's girl, that's her normal.
I've heard women say that, like, I want A, B, C, D, E. And you're like, what? And it's like, well, yeah, it's not, this is what I'm accustomed to.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I've never... That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, well, a lot
now,
to you.
If you can meet that if you can meet that moment, right? Because I don't believe it's like if you ain't come from it, you can't meet it. I do believe if you can challenge yourself and meet the moment, just go meet the moment. But don't try to, if a woman has been exposed to this, or likewise a man who's been exposed to this level of healthy, and you haven't, and that's not your model, don't try to bring them down to your model.
Okay.
At least try to meet the moment.
What if you feel some type of way about that? Like, what if you feel like I want to meet the moment, but I feel kind of like I can't?
Or you feel like you always can. I would say it's normal for you to feel uncomfortable if it's foreign to you.
Right. But I also don't like, let's say I can't meet them.
Then that's not your person. I would say if you feel uncomfortable, try and meet the moment. Go get help. Go get work. If you feel like I can't, then you can't meet that bar. Move around.
But what if I feel some type of way about that?
What do you mean feel some type of way?
I feel like I can't meet the bar. I don't have
But you still want her?
I still want her.
Nah, see, that's what I thought you was going to say. No,
Yeah.
You can't meet the bar and you can't want her, then you need to move around because you're not willing to do the work to meet her. Same thing with the vice versa with a woman with a man. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, Dunn can't meet the moment, so let me lower my standard. Absolutely not. Move on.
Is there a Temu version of her I can get?
You can try.
All right. Right after the break, beauty maven and author Tracy Johnson is here on Late Night Love. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Love. Do you recognize your relationship with your parents has put a strain on your romantic expectations? Has your partner ever told you your expectations have put a strain on your relationship? Give us a call and let us know. 310-369-0400. This Maven shaped the beauty industry with her forward-thinking style, celebrity clientele, and unmatched skill over the last 3 decades. Her personal experiences outside of the salon culminated into a self-help book where she's opened her heart to women seeking to heal their wounds. Check out Tracy Johnson.
I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course I still use an appointment book. I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course I return phone calls. I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course I start my clients on time. I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course my clients don't come shampoo. I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course I know what I'm doing. I'm an OG. Of course I come to work looking like I'm in the beauty business. I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course I've been featured in several magazines. I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course my clients been coming to me for over 30 years. I'm an OG Hollywood hairstylist. Of course my fur baby comes to work with me. I'm an OG hairstylist. Of course my name is on the marquee.
All right, we got to welcome Tracy to Late Night Love. Welcome, Tracy. How are you?
Tracy,
Oh, we got. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
There we go.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Tracy.
I am loving the hair. Number
Thank
one.
you.
I was loving the hair, the body, the energy, and I said, I bet she don't require that you come to the salon with your hair already shampooed.
Look at you.
Nope. We don't do that. I'm old school.
Yes, I love that, Tracy. I love that.
That's a thing now, right? You
That
got
is a
to
thing
you got to
for
do a
people
quarter
who
of the work.
Yeah, and we don't subscribe, Tracy. Thank you for
That's that
validating
millennial stuff. That's that new age stuff, honey.
Yeah,
we
I'm gonna
back.
need you to. Your hair needs to be shampooed and gelling and everything.
all the things. It's ghetto. Is what it is.
All right. So tell us that video is amazing. Tell us about your career.
Oh my goodness. Well, just like the video said, well, my intro said that I've been in this business for 30 plus years. I have been the owner of 2 salons, one pretty legendary. It was called the Eclipse Salon on Melrose, and I had that salon for 15 years. And then now I'm currently the owner of Legacy by Tracy Johnson Salon on Melrose, both on Melrose.
Okay.
I was mentored by the late Ron Newton, who's the son of Black Panther leader Huey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I've, of course, my clientele list of celebrities reads from Nia Long to Jada Pinkett and Vogue, Babyface, Wendy Raquel Robinson, Natalie Cole, Cicely Tyson, Lynn Whitfield, Brandy, Keisha Cole, MC Light. I mean, it goes on and on. I can like go on.
I love it.
I can go on. They call me the Pixie Queen.
Yes,
the Pixie Queen.
Yeah,
okay.
I was in the 90s on TV. If you saw the Pixies on TV, pretty
that
much.
Was you. That was you, Tracy. Tracy,
yeah.
You're taking me back. Before my hair was locked, that's how I rocked it. A short, little cute cut like the one you have. That was my thing, girl. So you are taking me all the way back. But you did it for the celebrities. So I have a different level of respect.
The Pixies like the get up and go, I got work to do. I don't want to fool with my hair too much style.
I don't know if Tracy would agree with that. Is it that, Tracy, or is it just a little bit more?
Pretty much. If you got your hair done by me, you were that girl.
Okay.
Well, I did do, most of my clients were high maintenance. I will say.
I was going to say, they don't seem like get up and go.
But they always wanted styles that they could just get up in the morning and just go.
Okay.
So yes, and plus I'm an expert in hair cutting, so be able to your hairstyle would last because you had a good haircut. Put it that way.
So what do you like? What do you love most about being a stylist?
To be honest, it has nothing to do with styling. It really is to touch women emotionally, spiritually. I think that's the part that I'm most connected to because that's really my calling.
Okay.
Is to help women not only on the outward, but also in the inner healing. That's where my passion lies. So.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about how the barbershop and the salon are almost like the therapy.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
So
I've been in training for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Only thing I don't have is the degree. The paper.
Listen, you got the on the ground experience.
Yeah, but you probably helped a lot.
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Tonight we're talking about the impact our parents have on our romantic relationships. You authored a book that connects to this topic. What inspired you to write it?
That very thing. I had to it's one thing to go through trauma growing up, but it's another thing to really be honest about what you've gone through. And I had to look at my life and my dating history and the choices and decisions that I made in my life. And I had to really just be honest and say, and sit with it and say, this stuff is a direct result of my trauma.
You had to connect the dots.
I had to connect the dots and I had to sit with it. And then I had to start unlearning some things, and so that's where the work comes in. And I heard you, Don, saying that, it's a lot of work. It is. It's a lot of work, but of course it is worth it.
There we go. Tracy, say it one more time.
It's worth it. It is absolutely worth it because you live in a prison when you don't do the work. You live in an uncontrollable state because I was in a place where I wasn't even aware of what was happening in my life, but my life was just going to hell. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay, every decision that I'm making is not a decision that a healed person would make. I had so much trauma because of my situation is because my dad was not there. Not only was he not there, but he instilled some things in me as far as I'm definitely afraid of disappointment to this day, even to this day. I still have to work on that.
Okay.
Because my dad used to promise me things all the time and would not. Yeah, he let me down every time.
Yeah.
And I was always a real sensitive kid. And so if you promise me something, you better come through because if not, it was going to break me. It was going to break my spirit and break my heart. So he broke my heart so many times over and over and over and over.
That was your script right there, right? Wasn't that your intro?
Yeah. And he told me that I did not matter.
Yeah.
That I wasn't worthy.
Oh, wow.
It taught me all of that. Yeah, because, a father sets up a woman's
intrinsic value.
Yeah.
And so if my value was not set up by my father. My father did not pour value into me.
Mm-hmm.
So I started from nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you feel like you have no value, you have no reference, you have no positive role model, you have no positive male figure in your life,
that's your
then
bar.
you're just pretty much going through life with blinders on,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to create a life that you dream about, but you have no clue about how to get there.
Right. You don't have that compass. You just said Tracy, you already didn't drop 5 or 6 bars.
I have this conversation. I grew up without a father, but I had this conversation with some of my friends who had fathers, but their fathers weren't necessarily there. And the question I ask you is, would you have rather the father not be there, or the father there and with the disappointment?
I will tell you this, knowing my father, knowing how broken my father was and how traumatized my father was, I actually turned out better.
Because he wasn't there.
Okay. Now.
And yet the damage was still there.
The damage was great. Don't get me wrong.
It could have been worse.
But it could have been so much worse. And I think that was a part of my healing, is when I started to develop compassion for my father. Instead of, blaming him, because he did what he could do. He didn't have it in him to be a better father to me. And once I realized that, then I could start to forgive him. But anyway, I was talking about my book, and I just want to show, I guess I can show you.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh.
So
Dangerous Mistrust? Oh, wow.
I wrote this book because not only did my trauma shape how I viewed my relationships with men, but ultimately it shaped how I viewed my relationship with God.
Ooh, okay.
And that was what really prompted me to write the book. And of course, the book talks about my relationships. It talks about all of that, but it ultimately talks about how I viewed God. I viewed him like I viewed my earthly father, as someone who would disappoint me, someone who would bless everybody else except for me. Yeah. And that I had no value, and that I had to work. I had to prove myself in order to earn love. And so that's how I view God, until, of course, God started to, when he started to transform my thinking, and I started seeking him in a different way. He changed all that in me. And of course, therapy, let me be an advocate for therapy. Because
go ahead on, Tracy. Go ahead on. The work is evident. It's very clear you've done your work.
Yes, because
you got a book
therapy saved my life, literally.
That's beautiful.
Therapy is a beautiful thing. It's important for men and women to reflect on their parental relationships, and dig deep down into, because I think it all plays a very big part in romantic relationships.
It does,
because everything from childhood is seeping into adulthood, and it's affecting us, and one way or another. But the very interesting thing that you said is that you weren't even aware of how things were affecting you. Was there an aha moment that you're like, I gotta one aha moment that you said, I gotta turn this around?
Yeah, when I realized I had gone through so many failed relationships, and I had to really look at the pattern of those relationships.
There we go.
And what I realized, and this is gonna be crazy and it's gonna sound crazy, but I realized that I was choosing. Okay, first let's just start with, I had no standard. Okay. I had no standard. I had no bar.
Yeah.
You know how we talked about Sierra, you guys talked about Sierra and how she had that bar, right? I had no bar. So I didn't know what was good, what was not good, nothing. All I could do and all I knew was to protect Tracy. That's all I knew. I didn't know what protection felt like. I didn't have any male figure to protect me all of my life. So I had to protect myself. That's how I lived my life from a child on, is protecting myself. So when I got into trying to develop relationships, I got in relationships with people that could never hurt me, that could never disappoint me, because I told you that was my biggest fear, my biggest regret, was to not be in a relationship with someone who could disappoint me. So therefore, I wouldn't choose men that I was really in love with.
Mm-hmm. You picked people who were safe.
I picked them that because they were safe. I picked them if I felt like they needed me in some capacity.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To protect yourself. That you're trying to protect yourself from that early wound that was hella hurtful.
Exactly. But then I realized that so this was the aha moment, is that I desire love.
Yeah.
I desire real love. I desire real connection. Because I have done so much work on myself, I'm extremely vulnerable. I'm extremely self-aware. And I desire a relationship that is close and vulnerable and allows me to be that and be safe in it. And so I had to learn how to exist in a relationship with someone who could hurt me.
You had to deal with the fact that vulnerability is risky. Because the very thing that you want required vulnerability, but you was going with people who you didn't want to run that risk, but you realized as much as it's a protector, it's a wall.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so one day, let me just say this real quick. I know, Don, you have something to say. One day I decided that I would take the mask off. I decided I was going to be 100% vulnerable in every aspect of my life. If you read my book, I used to be like very private. I used to be very private, and I used to always want to appear to be this perfect specimen of a person. But when I decided that I was tired of being two people, I decided that I was going to just be Tracy and be vulnerable and put myself out there. And when I wrote this book, that was the beginning of me really putting myself out there, because when I tell you I am so vulnerable in this book, it's ridiculous. And even people were saying, I can't believe you said all that. I can't believe you told all that. I can't believe you. But it has empowered me. It's empowered me. And I'm that way in relationships now. And everyone can't handle that, but I'm only looking for the one who can.
What has it unlocked for you? What has been the most, I mean, I would imagine it has unlocked a lot of beautiful things, but I know it's probably hard. What has been the most beautiful thing that level of vulnerability has unlocked for you in your relationships?
Well, I will say this. It has unlocked my standards.
Okay.
It also has shown me my value and who I really am. I learned my value over time, and I see me now. I celebrate me. I celebrate who I am. I know that I'm a gift now, which I didn't know before. I really didn't know that. But now I know that I am. I know what I bring. I know what I offer. And now it's just about meeting a person that has the capacity to hold what I have to offer. And that's a word. Of course, that's been a challenge, but it's possible.
Yeah.
So what I do know, and I think that what I have now is hope and faith that I did not have before. And also I know that I deserve that. And I didn't know that before. I didn't know that before.
Wow.
So
what are some actionable steps someone could take or questions they could ask themselves if they're ready to begin the healing journey?
Well, first they need to be honest. Look at their patterns. And what I did, this is what I did. I went to God and I just said, Lord, please show me me. That's the biggest prayer.
He'll do it.
I'm telling, show me, because I want to see the parts in me that need to be fixed. I was really serious about fixing me. I didn't want to be this perfect specimen on the outside and then all jacked up on the inside.
Right.
I didn't want to be that person. There's too many people like that walking around in the earth. It's too many people like that.
Right.
I really wanted to be a person of integrity. I wanted what you see on the outside. That's who I am on the inside. And so I really did the work. I mean, I'm still doing the work. I mean, it's a constant uphill battle, but it is, it's something that I'm doing constantly. And so I stay in that frame of mind that I'm just doing every day. I'm doing something to make a better version of Tracy.
Mm-hmm. I love your journey, Tracy. You started off on the ground, touching these women in amazing ways, women who we've all grown up with and lived with, and you allow your journey, your missteps, your heartbreak to inspire you for this amazing journey in this book that I'm inspired by. I can't wait to read and check out. So we've enjoyed having you so much on Late Night Love. Can you tell us where we can keep up with you and learn about the projects that you have going on?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a pretty good following on Instagram.
Okay.
It's Tracy. Well, actually, it's up on the screen. It's at Tracy_Johnson, and then of course Tracy Johnson on Facebook. And then if you're looking to purchase my book, it's called Dangerous Mistrust.
Thank you. Okay.
And you can get that on Amazon.
Okay. All right.
And basically, I have a community that I'm building. It's called a daddy-daughter dilemma. And it's helping women heal from their, actually it's actually educating women about the fact, because so many women don't even know that that's where their problems start. That they don't even know that the root of their issues may start with their father or with their mothers or whatever. But a lot of people don't even know that. They're walking around just like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That this is just how they grew up. This is their norm.
Right.
And so they don't even know that it's dysfunction.
Okay. So you have a community. We can get your book, Dangerous Distrust, on Amazon. You have a community. You're at Tracy on Instagram, all the things. We loved having you. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. We're going to have more Late Night Love, y'all, back in 2 minutes.
Thank you for having me.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love your mind.
Welcome back, y'all, to Late Night Love. We are deep in the conversation now, and I have some questions for you, Don. Okay, so when you think about mama's boys, what are the positives of being a mama's boy, and what do you think of some of the negative images that may come up for people when they're thinking about that?
I think sometimes, well, the positives are, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think sometimes the negatives I can think of are that you are a little too catered to by mama.
Okay.
And that you may not have a healthy kind of boundary of like what in independence from your mother looks like, and that you might be too attached to at the hip.
So maybe some of the negative images is kind of like maybe some codependency.
Codependency that's going on.
A little bit. Okay.
Mom's doing everything for you. You don't know how to survive without mom washing your clothes, fixing your food.
Emotionally stunted too.
Emotionally stunted. The positive of being a mama's boy, I'm not really sure about that. I'm not really sure what a positive would be.
Because when I think about the positive, I think about, like, men can still love their moms. I don't want people to walk away from this show thinking that mama's boys are all bad. Mama's boys, they love their moms because perhaps it was done correctly. So you talk about the negative end of it, which I think is something we need to be thinking about. What happens when you're codependent or your mom enables you and all the things, but what happens when your mom just loves you so deeply and gives you a really good model of what that is and how that feels, and then you're able to go and find you a good woman because of it. I think that's a positive image.
Yeah, I mean, my mother taught me to respect women and to she taught me to I don't know, she taught me to respect women, be nice to women, but there is a backside to understanding people and not to watch out for negative things when it comes to women. So I didn't get a balanced picture there.
Okay. I was going to say, would you consider yourself a mama's boy? Do you relate to the term?
I can't really relate to the term, but I mean, I guess you could say I'm a mama's boy. I mean, all I got is my mom.
Okay, all right. Let's see what Kalila Denise, she sounds off with her thoughts on mama's boys. Who's ready to talk is in the chat. Who's ready to talk about it? Let's hear about it in the chat with your thoughts.
I had made a post and I said one of the type of men that I avoid when dating is a mama's boy. And y'all took that and ran with it. First of all, there's nothing wrong with loving your mother. It's actually a green flag to know that a man has a healthy relationship with his mom. Healthy relationship with his mom. Now, a mama's boy is a grown man being overly dependent on his mom. Financially, emotionally, or just for like any basic decision making. He feel like he can't make not a single decision without his mom. So yes, loving your mom is normal, but it gets to a point where that mother starts to push boundaries where it interferes into you having a healthy relationship. That's the problem with mama's boys. You're in a threesome with his mother that you didn't even know that you signed up for. You never take your partner's feelings or decisions into consideration because all you care about is your mom's decisions. Your mom has all the say in your relationship. You don't, nor does your woman. Oh, and then the comparing your woman to your mom, whether it's basic cooking, cleaning, how she dress, how she acts, how she take care of the home, how she takes care of the kids, that's going to cause problems in your relationship because she will never live up to the expectations to what your mom is because she's not your mom. So yes, it's a boundary issue. It's the emotional immaturity. It's the lack of independence. It's the third wheeling. Yeah. So yeah, that's the problem with mama's boys. I hope this clarifies for y'all.
That is the most bizarre type of relationship that I could ever think of, that you're that so dependent on your mother that she's in your relationship with your, like, it is, and I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen other people have it, and I'm like, that is just the weirdest thing.
Like, if you think about movies, like this is how common I think it is. Movies depict this type of mom.
Yes.
Because it's so common. And I'm always like, when you hear about those type of men in particular, I'm like, I'd be curious, are there other men figures? Like, does that mom have a partner? Because that to me is where that enmeshment comes, right? Where your son has become your emotional partner. The only thing that's missing is the romantic and the sexual piece.
Yeah, and then and there's a level of, I guess, arrested development on your part as the man
yeah, because
child.
You think that this is the end all be all. They don't see their mom as a version, and maybe an unhealthy version of womanhood. So now they want to go replicate that with a woman.
Well, no woman's gonna want that.
No woman's gonna want that. It's not realistic. But you just said something powerful. Arrested development. Your development is arrested. You don't even have the wherewithal to understand that this is not
normal.
Not normal. And you don't even have room. You don't have emotional room for another woman in your world.
It's very weird how we normalize normal behavior, but we don't know any difference because we're brainwashed at a very young age into thinking that something is supposed to be how it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be, but not necessarily.
If you want masculine energy in your relationship, Mama's Boy is the one for you. Listen to this share from MJ Harris Speaks.
Do not date or marry a mama's boy. Listen to me when I tell you this right now. It'll be the worst decision you can ever make, because a mama's boy is a man who is conditioned to have feminine energy lead him. When you are with the mama's boy, you are with a man who usually does not make his decisions in his life. I don't care if it's getting a new job or getting a new apartment, without not just getting his mother's input, but also getting her sign off. And some of y'all get fooled by that because you think, oh, he respects his mother, he loves her opinions, and you think that that's somehow another going to transfer over to you. No, his respect and reverence for women only extends to her. For you, you are going to play second fiddle to that woman. And whenever you have an opinion and it differs from his mother, guess who opinion he's going to go with? Whenever you have an argument with him and somehow or another he wants to go vent to somebody, guess who he's going to vent to? His mother. And what you think she going to say about you? Do not date a mama's boy, because these type of men don't know how to lead feminine energy. They only know how to be led by feminine energy. They are good for somebody else, but they are not good for you if you want a masculine energy man. Pick a man who respects women. Pick a man who has a good relationship with his mother, but pick a man who also has boundaries with his mother, where he's not letting her lead and direct his life. And more important than that, he is able to make decisions without getting her input. You are the woman who will be in his life, and you will play second fiddle to his mother if you date a mama's boy.
What should you do if you find yourself in a relationship with a mama's boy who he's basically describing like that has a dependent relationship that's too, like...
See, I'm of the opinion of, we talked about red flags and green flags several shows ago. I'm of the opinion not to find yourself in that kind of relationship. I'm of the opinion of pay attention to that. Early on, ask those kinds of questions, be around before you commit to see what type of relationship they have with their mom, because it's going to be able to tell you. Because what MJ is getting at is like a healthy separation. Like, do you have a healthy... I want you to love your mom, just like I want you to love your siblings and love your dad and love your friends. But is there a healthy separation where you have space to make decisions for yourself and be with me? And I'm looking for that before I even make that commitment.
Yeah, I mean, don't you want something separate? I mean, your parents should be a foundational guide
Absolutely.
of what to look for, but you shouldn't be trying to replicate them in your partner.
Yeah.
It should be...
Or here's the thing, this is what I would say. Look for the traits in your parents that you admire. And it's not necessarily that you're going to replicate it, but you find it, you appreciate it, you find it healthy, and try to look for versions of that. You're never going to replicate your parents. Your parents are, everybody's one and only. They're the only person that could be them. So don't try to replicate it.
Yeah, I want someone new and not some, remixed version of my parent.
Yeah, well, Freud talks about this in the Oedipus complex when he talks about men's, boys, little boys. It's the Oedipus complex. Like, it's missing me now with the girls, but,
you are deep into the psychology. You are deep.
It always goes back to this. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that early, he talks about that early boy being attracted, and that's his first love was being his mom, and the same thing with the girl with her dad. And I think, but that's a novel, very immature, and it has to grow and evolve to something more mature and realistic and sustainable. And I don't always feel like we get to that evolution of that, particularly when we have all these variables we talked about, single parent and all that kind of stuff.
Why is it that the girls, it's a daddy's girl and mama's boy? My cousin who was like my uncle, who I lived with for a little bit, and my two cousins, I don't want to say their names, but they're brother and sister. I look at their relationship, all right? The girl cousin is the daddy's girl, clearly, and the boy cousin is the mama's boy. And it's a very weird dynamic, but why is it catered like that?
Well, I think it's nuanced, and I think it's layered, and I think we got to keep going. We're going to take a deep dive. If y'all want more layer like love, y'all meet us back here after the break, and we're going to go deeper into this question.
Okay, all right.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off. We are given the platform here with no fear. Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Live. We were sitting here talking about why do girls navigate to the daddies and boys navigate to the mommies. I was talking about my cousins, and I clearly noticed the dynamic in the house when we were living together. Now, my aunt is Puerto Rican, but she took care of my cousin and catered to him.
Ooh, you know what just hit me when you said that? Think about what their scripts are. Right? So the kids are in the house, right? But they're in the house with the parents. The parents still had their scripts. We're not talking about what their kind of relationship was with their dad and their mom. And if it was more like, okay, you take care of the girls and then you take care of the boys, they're replicating that. So they're, because like I was saying over the break, that there are a lot of, mama's girls and a lot of daddy's boys. We see that. But for the sake of tonight's conversation, yeah, daddy's girls, and mama's boys, they're really participate in the same dynamic that their parents saw. And so it kind of is like we're just repeating generationally what we've seen. Yeah. Then you add in, you said that they were Puerto Rican, so then you add in the cultural aspect of it, the Latino aspect of it being historically more gendered and more women catering to men, and that kind of thing. So I think that just adds another layer to it.
Yeah, it's very interesting that, because like to this day, she's not my cousin. My cousin is now taking care of her dad, but she's still daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
All right, so Dr. LaWanda, we can't stay just focused on children. We've got to talk about the parents. What kind of relationships with moms and dads created the partners that we're talking about tonight? And that those kids are all growing up. How might those same behaviors or ways of coping still impact them today?
I do think sometimes, it could be both. Let's start with the fact that it could be positive or negative.
Okay.
Right? So we've had some positive examples when it talks about Russell and Sierra. I use them. And those are celebrity examples, obviously. But I have a lot of clients who I think are very healthy examples. I have brothers and sister-in-laws who I think are very healthy examples in spite of parents. But I think that it could create, a good foundation for them to build on. Right? I think that's the positive. The negative of it is it could create these unrealistic, skewed expectations, create conflict, right? Obviously create some separation if they're overly attached to their parents, or some selfishness that kind of creates relationship challenges. So I think that it could be a number of different things, from connection to selflessness to compassion to even down to how they're parenting their kids.
All this sounds very complicated and complex.
Isn't life?
It is.
Isn't life?
There needs to be some type of unprogramming type of school or something that we need to kind of go through at a younger age where we can kind of get right.
That's why I've been telling you, I'm an advocate of teaching emotional intelligence, healthy relationships, all the things in high school or even early childhood, high school, because then we don't have to undo all of this. But again, I've said this several shows, we are on ground zero. A lot of what we grew up with, many of us, wasn't the best and the healthiest models, but we have the privilege. I don't see it always as a burden. It's tough work, you know what I'm saying? Like Tracy said, and even you said, it's tough work, but we get the privilege of being able to do this differently.
Well, Tracy said one thing that stuck out to me. She said, I wasn't even aware of the stuff that was happening, which is something I've said on the show too. There are people that are walking through life that are unaware of the traumas that they're dealing with, and that you may try to expose them to, hey, you're dealing with this because of X, Y, and Z. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Or I would say in Tracy's position, if you keep creating the same chaos and creating the same patterns, and it feels like, like deja vu, at some point you're going to be like, why? That's what really helps you become more aware.
From the chat, Leesburg, let's see here. Y'all were spot on about Mama's Boys. My ex had to buy his mother a ring when he bought my engagement ring.
Oh, girl.
It got worse from there.
Girl. That woman needs to go to therapy. That's a different kind of jealousy, and that's a different type of. That's sickening to me. I feel sorry for you, girl. Did you take the engagement ring? Let me know. Let us know. I got to know what happened from you. You can't leave a cliffhanger like that. Well, because she you take care of me. You took care of your girl. I need you to do something for me and get me a ring. I hate that. That's a different level.
So you just bought it. You just bought a piece of jewelry.
He probably just got a ring to make her happy. You know how when you got kids and your kid, it's their kid's birthday and they got toys and it's not your other kid's birthday, but you like, I got to give him a toy too because he going to feel jealous. That's what that is.
Oh, Mama need to go to therapy.
Listen, Dunn said Mama needs to go to therapy.
Is this creator telling the truth about dating a mama's boy? Check this out. Here's what he had to say.
There's a huge difference from a man who has a good relationship with his mother and a mama's boy. A man who has a good relationship with his mother, green flag, because more than likely he's also going to have a good relationship with you. But a mama's boy, red flag. That ain't nothing but a big ass who's always going to put his mom over you, and every little disagreement that you guys have, every little argument that you guys have, he's going to go straight to his mom, and whatever his mom says, he's going to do no matter what you say. Your input, your opinion, your thoughts, anything you have to say is always going to be diminished and devalued because of how important his mom is to him. And I get it. A mom should be important to a man, 100%, but not to that degree. If you're the one he's trying to build a life with, why is he prioritizing his mom over you? Another bad thing about a mama's boy is if his mom says something about you negatively, she's over here talking behind your back in front of him, he is not going to stick up for you. He's not going to defend you. He's not going to say about it. If you guys have a disagreement and he goes to his mom, forget about it. Call it quits. It's a wrap. Whatever you have to say is going to be pointless because his mom's opinion and input, he already registered as more important than yours, and he's always going to put his mom over you no matter what. But a man who has a good relationship with his mother, he'll think about things and he'll make rational and logical decisions. If his mom's wrong, he's not afraid to tell her that she's wrong. If you're wrong, he's not afraid to tell you that you're wrong. A man that has a good relationship with his mom thinks about things objectively, and a mama's boy, hell nah. He's gonna go with what his mom says no matter what because he doesn't want to disrespect her. Mama's boys are red flags. A grown-ass man in a relationship with another woman should not be going to his mom for every little problem, and if he does, he ain't nothing but a big-ass.
I do want to circle back. You said you want to catch these red flags of the mama's boy before you jump into the relationship. What if they're already in the relationship?
Okay, what if they're already in the relationship?
With the mama's boy.
First round is communication, letting them know this is what I'm observing. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I'm having an issue with. Because like you said, they could already be in the relationship. They may not have known. They're going through life not knowing. They think this is normal. They think this is the thing. Okay, and now I'm bringing it to your attention that this is not normal, that this is a problem actually, that I'm having an issue with it. I say the first round is to bring that to their attention and see if they're open to considering it, being open to considering the fact that they need to reevaluate.
You bought me a ring and now you got to buy your mama a ring. That's not normal.
That's problematic. And if based on your response, I'm going to get that ring back. Based on how you respond to that, because you're signing up for that. Like that to me, to his point, that's the difference between a man who has a healthy relationship with his mom and a mama's boy. If you have a healthy relationship with your mom, you want to take care of your mom, you want to make sure she's well, you want to make sure she's good, but your mom is not in competition with your girl.
Which is weird. Like, why? No, it should not be.
Well, she's become his surrogate husband, clearly. Clearly.
Yeah, these are two different relationships that should not be in competition.
Not boundaried. Yeah, it's not boundaried.
All right, the Black Swan Academy shares 2 signs your man's mom might be jealous of your relationship. Watch this and take notes.
So here are 2 signs that you are dating a mama's boy who doesn't know he's a mama's boy, because mama is married to him and controls him in the back end and he has no clue. So number 1 is a mama's boy who doesn't know he's a mama's boy. The nature of his relationship with his mom suddenly changes right after he meets you or things are starting to get serious. They change. Either she will fall out with him, she will start a fight, she will start contention, there will start big conflict because she is drawing and calling his energy back to her. And they fight as if they're lovers. They fall out as if they're lovers. And it's a big fallout, and he's preoccupied with her because she's calling his energy back. The other one is when she starts to chase him. All of a sudden, they used to speak maybe every so often, a few times a week. Now she calls him every day, and they have very long conversations. This break in pattern, you will feel your partner's energy pulling back.
Ooh, yeah.
In too deep.
Yeah.
In too deep.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why is is the lack of a husband the reason why a mama's boy might be created?
That could be one reason. You know, I'm of the opinion that there are several different ingredients that can create a soup. In this particular instance, the soup is dysfunction, unhealthy relationship with their son. One of the ingredients could be the lack of not necessarily just a husband, but a partner, a healthy, mature male presence that took and felt that void. It could be the lack of their own parent, their own father who wasn't there. It could be immaturity, them not understanding healthy boundaries. It could be pettiness. So I think it could be a combination.
Because I'm like, where's dad at in this whole situation?
Yeah, like there's
correcting
often there's an absence there. But even sometimes those women are married. And sometimes those men are just emotionally absent.
Oh, so she's just doing. Oh, and so hence we're making up for the emotionally absence.
The son is filling in the gap, and he's taking over in that regard in some of those instances.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's so basically there's just trauma there from the get-go.
Yeah, there's unhealthy dynamics from the beginning.
Should we have to have like a license to have a baby?
How'd you make that jump in your mind, Doug? How did you go from that to...
I'm starting to
You're
think...
like, we should be intentional.
Yeah,
we really should be intentional.
I'm starting to think we need to, there needs to be some kind of fee or something.
Doug said, don't just be out here.
Yeah, we need to do something because it just seems like what I want is the massive amounts of trauma that we are having.
But remember, though, again, when I say that we're on ground zero, do you understand what I mean now, though? That we are generations not that far removed from enslavement.
Yes, I do. And the trauma is still echoing through the generations.
And we're still learning that this is not healthy. We found a way out of no way. We were surviving, but that wasn't necessarily the healthiest. And now with this abundance of resources, shows like this, we are being able to evaluate, oh, wow, maybe this is problematic. But I do believe, to your point, yeah, we can undo this if we do this work.
Isn't it weird to say that we are not that far removed from slavery? Isn't it weird to say that?
I know. We're not that far removed from because slavery was so far-reaching. It still touches our lives today.
Yeah, and it's weird to say because it really wasn't that long ago.
No.
And it's still the effects are just echoing all over the place.
In every area.
Although some think, hey, listen, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
All right, have you enjoyed tonight's conversation and tonight's episode? Listen, we'll be back in 2 minutes for more Late Night Love. Stick around.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back, y'all, to Late Night Love. We want to hear from y'all. Join us in on the conversation.
Yeah.
Hit us up in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking about mama's boys, daddy's girls. 310-369-0400. We definitely want to hear from you. Dunn, we all know that no matter how old we get, we are always kids to our parents, right? So sometimes I'm really wondering, how can those pushy or overbearing parents wreak havoc in our relationships?
They might start suffocating the relationship, in our romantic relationships. They might be interjecting where nobody's asking them to interject in. Like, there has to be some type of separation when it comes to the two relationships. Like, I can't have you running, especially if I'm an adult.
Right.
I don't, like, you're at some point, and I appreciate the wisdom that you may continue to provide as we go through life.
But with a boundary.
But there needs to be a boundary, as I still need to grow on my own, and I don't need you quarterbacking every aspect of my life. Are you doing this for me, or is this a do-over for you?
Ooh, that's a bar. Are you doing this for me, or is this a do-over for you? Or even worse, are you trying to make certain that I don't get in a relationship so you can always have access to me?
That's another one right there. Like, what's the motivation at the end of the day? And do you even know what you're doing?
Okay. So why might it still feel important to please our parents, right? Despite being adults?
I think this is a tough one here. There is this emotional leash that our parents have to us. Some of us are able to break it, but there is this like disappointment. There is this I love you. There is this I care about you, and I want to do everything possibly, or I owe you. Which, when you look at that statement, it's like, what do I owe you? You just had sex one night and I popped you up. The
attachment, that biological attachment that you're speaking in is real.
It's real. It's hard to let go of, and you have to do a lot of work because what happens is it gets abused.
Yeah. And for parents who are not good stewards of that. I always say this, parents understand the power, because what you're speaking to is evolution, you're speaking to biology, you're speaking to attachment, right? So we are hardwired to have those types of feelings, but I think it's up to the parent to be a good steward of that and create that healthy separation, give you permission to go off and do your thing and have some boundaries. But when they're not a good steward and they weaponize it and abuse it, I feel like that's when we come into a problem.
And they may not even know they're weaponizing it. They just may be just like doing what they feel, but they are weaponizing it in
you think
subconsciously.
Parents don't know?
I think some people are cognizant of their behavior, and some people are just existing, doing what they know how to do. Some people are still asleep at the wheel. Remember, Tracy said that she had to become aware of what she was doing. And I think that not everybody knows what they do. They're just existing and just living.
Okay, but then what happens when, to this point, a girl says, oh my God, you bought your mama a ring? That's a problem.
That's a big
problem. I bring
problem.
it to you, you take it to mama, and mama is like, oh dang. At that point, then what? Like when you get that feedback that this may be how you've been existing, but this is not it, then what?
I think then how much respect do you have for me and my relationship, and are you going to work on because it's been brought to your attention, you asked for a ring or I had to get you something, and why do you feel the need that I got to buy you something? Why do you feel like you're being left out? Why does my love for someone else mean that I don't love you? And what's going on there? Obviously, there's some issues that are going on. How do I reassure you that I'm not leaving you because I'm getting involved in another relationship?
But here's another step, Dunn. Now you talking. Why is that my responsibility? I'm the child.
Yes.
To have to reassure you of anything.
it should not be my responsibility, but here's that emotional attachment. Do I have a responsibility? I shouldn't have to do that.
But I feel it, right? And so this is what I mean about the power dynamic, right? When parents understand that they have that power dynamic and they utilize that in a way that I think is weaponization. You know, when it comes to these different types of categories, right? Because moms do it as well as daddies do it. Don't get it twisted. So when it comes to these two categories, mama's boys versus daddy's girls, which do you think are most accepted by society and why?
Wait, say it one more time?
When it comes to these two categories, mama's boys and daddy's girls, which is most socially accepted by society and why?
Ooh. I don't know. That's a hard one. I mean, I think something says daddy's girls are a little bit more accepted by it's cute maybe. But then again, I would think that daddy's girls might be a little bit more accepted by society because for me looking at it, it seems like daddies are telling their young girls what to watch out for, what to expect out of a man. They're trying to give them the game.
They're not trying to hold on to them.
They're not trying to hold on to them. And then when it comes to the mama's boys,
they're trying to.
It seems like there's a level of arrested development. You're stunting their growth. You're kind of pseudo husband. That's just what I'm looking at from. But then again, I may be wrong. I don't know. Is there another perspective?
No, I'm sitting with it, actually. I'm just kind of like, that's a really good perspective. I think that when we think of daddy's girls, you think of men who are historically trying to protect their girls. They're not trying to keep them. They're not trying to keep them from another man and stand in the way of another man and not have them have love. But historically, when you think about mama's boys, we've known moms to be more overbearing and not willing to like give them that space to go connect with other people.
The only negative I could think of when it comes to the daddy's girl is that maybe the expectation might be a little too high, too unrealistic maybe, but I don't know.
Let's come back to that. So the Hood Analyst podcast talks daddy and daughters in this clip. What are your thoughts? Let's listen in.
She loves her dad. It's nothing we can do. The dad could just really not be. The daughters love their dads. Girls love their dad.
That's why y'all gotta be there for y'all daughters, man.
And we would never in our life try to make y'all upset. That's the one thing we try to do, not make y'all upset. Because when y'all upset, it tears our world apart. Like we're the princess in y'all eyes. Like we are like, I don't know, we like babies to y'all. So when y'all mad at us, it actually breaks our heart when you're mad at us. So if you have a little girl, like, just know everything you say, she remembers it. And she's going to look for a guy that's like you. No matter however you treat her mom,
talk to him.
She loves it. That's the crazy thing. Like, however you treat her, she loves it.
No,
and she's gonna look for that
she
guy.
Observes it.
Yeah,
my niece
She naturally already loves it. So whatever you give, that's what she's gonna go look for.
Talk to him.
That's beautiful.
Different.
I used to think I wanted a daughter.
Did you?
I thought I wanted a daughter, but I dated a young lady who had 2 daughters, and I'm like, oh God, this is a lot.
He said no. When I'm listening to her, I think about something that my third oldest brother, James, always was more of a paternal figure than he was a brother. And I never forget dating a guy and being like, James, I want to get your approval. And he freed me. He was like, you don't need my approval. It's what you want. At the end of the day, that's who you pick. And I think that's a good, healthy response. Because you understood the power you have, right? You understand how I revere you, and I look at you, and you said, I don't have to marry them. I don't have to live with them every day. I don't have to. You have to. And so, yeah, I appreciate how you appreciate my opinion, but I need you to pick based on what you approve of and not me. And that changed that energy when he said that.
Was this opinion worthwhile though? I mean, should you have gotten his opinion though?
Yeah, I mean, this is where I think it's like you got to release people, right? This helped me build self-trust.
Okay.
This helped me trust myself. It's like I've shown you what it is. I've modeled what it is. I've poured into you. You see my healthy relationship with my wife, and now you don't have to keep. I gotta cut that umbilical cord. I gotta take those training wheels off, and I want you to trust you to be you. And I think that's what creates that healthy autonomy and that healthy independence.
Okay, yeah, because you're right. Because you are the person that has to live with that person. And at the end of the day, I can't hold your hand throughout the rest of your life.
And you teaching me that, as opposed to now you're kind of releasing me and saying this is your life now. My job as your paternal figure, because he wasn't my dad, but he was that. My job is to try to nurture you and shape you and mold you. But at some point, I gotta release you. And that may be to your point of why why we don't have such a negative connotation of daddy's girls, because they do release, whereas I think mama's boys sometimes have a hard time of releasing.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. All right, the end of Late Night Love will be here before you know it, so you can't afford to miss another break. All right, we'll see you right after the break. Stick around.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling! From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher.
He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't it alone? Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul. Louder for the people in the back.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Love. Dr. LaWanda, you know, most of us know boundaries are important, but what happens when our parents don't accept that we're grown-ups with boundaries? What's important about setting boundaries as adults with our parents? And even though it can be challenging and uncomfortable, why might creating a new kind of relationship with our parents be beneficial to our lives, both romantically and generally? And if we're able to rectify situations with our parents, what are some steps we can take to reparent ourselves and create new boundaries in our romantic ones?
Ooh, that's loaded. That's loaded. I'm going to start with, you know, why is it important, or what was part of that question? Like, what happens when our parents don't accept that we're grown-ups? I think that there is always an inevitable tension that we have to learn to navigate. When our parents struggle, my sister used this metaphor and I liked it a lot. She said that, you know, parents are bosses for a long time. They're the boss, you're the employee when you're growing up, but then you become an adult and they become consultants. And they have a hard time stepping into the consulting role. They still think that they're the boss who's supposed to dictate everything. And that's called a boundary, because I'm no longer telling you what to do. I've already poured into you. I'm now just here for you to bounce things around and listen and support. And I think when they don't step into that easily, which I think a lot of parents, particularly from the South, have a hard time doing, there's going to be tension and there's going to be conflict that you're going to have to learn how to navigate.
It is tough, but you would think they would want to release you and let you go make your own mistakes. But they also look at you, I think, in their eyes, you're always a little baby.
Yeah, and I get it, and I understand that, but I do think that you have to me, I would like a reframe. I would reframe that, right? I may always be your little baby, and I'm always going to need you, but in a different way. So give me that space and those boundaries to be able to come to you in a different type of way. Don't feel like you are still the dictator of my life and the person who can tell me what to do. I remember telling my mom I was going to Cuba, and the way she said no, I was like, girl, the tickets are bought and the Airbnb are booked, but in her mind, it was just like, no, you're not. And I feel like you really are struggling with this, you know.
What did you think was going to happen in Cuba? You were going to join the
worst case scenarios,
the Castro regime, and
whatever the worst case scenario is, I'm pretty sure that's what she thought. But that's the way she thinks. And I told her, well, that's anxiety. Okay. Let's start there. It's clinical anxiety. But I think that to your point, to that point, your anxiety makes you want to keep me in this tight knit part of the world and control. And you could do that when I was a kid. But you can't do that when I'm an adult, and you can't especially do that when I'm dating and in relationships.
Well, I've got questions now. Like, how has that level of anxiety impacted you as a child?
Ooh, Chile.
You know,
As
like
she would
that's
say.
that. You know, because like if it's going on now, was it?
Yep, absolutely. As my therapist would say, it stifled my growth in some ways.
In some ways,
Yeah.
Because it's like no.
I got to keep you on a short leash
Please.
because if I let you go over there, that's dangerous over there. Whereas to me, it's like, no, there's curiosity over there. There's life over there. There's things. And so because you're scared, you kept me. And so that stifled my growth and well-being in a lot of ways.
Yeah, which is like nobody should be stifled at all. I look back at some workplaces where I'm like, imagine if you weren't stifled by the boss.
Hello, you'd be in a different place.
How great you might have been able to excel instead of being told no, or
Exactly.
somebody amplifying your work. You know,
Or giving you shout out to my therapist, Dr. T, because she helped me work through that.
I was getting to know this is an interesting connection to slavery and Jim Crow. Lots of Southern boomers, black parents did a lot. Did that level of control to provide safety.
Yeah, it's slavery and Jim Crow, and what slavery did was teach. It was the master's tools passed down of this control, this hierarchy, this I'm going to keep you, even down to whooping and spanking. People feel differently about that, but that showed up. The family being separated, right? You have these, they literally ripping families apart, and now your husband's somewhere else being sold to do labor, and now you got your kids here. And so all these dynamics disrupted our family unit in healthy ways, and that continued to pass down. Even that hierarchical. My mom to this day still does not believe that we're supposed to be collaborative in our parenthood. It's supposed to be I'm the master, and you are the person that I'm going to, I don't think she means it in that facetious way, but we're from Louisiana. That's the impact of the South. That's the impact of Jim Crow. That's the impact of enslavement, and she don't understand a healthier model, healthier version, especially coming from me, her youngest, because that's what she grew up knowing as the model. That's what her mama did, her mama's mama did. So that runs very deep.
Even the whooping type situation like that, I look back at that and I'm like, that's just an echo back, going back.
We'll whoop them into submission.
Let's go to Monica from Georgia. Monica was raised differently between her biological father and stepfather. Hi, Monica.
Hey, Monica.
Hi. Hey there. How are y'all?
Great.
Good. Thank you for taking my call. I found this show tonight. This is my first time seeing you guys, but this is amazing.
Good.
It's really a great show.
Good.
And in watching this, I'm like, I need therapy.
Come on to the bright light, Monica. Come on over to the bright side.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I was, my mother was single when I was born. My bio dad was in another state in college. And at 4 years old, she got married. Well, when I was 4, she got married. And the life with the stepdad, it was everything that as a young child, I thought this isn't normal. Like he was a partier. He would go out clubbing, and he was a what I say goes kind of person. Just not what in my mind, my young mind, what a dad should be.
Yeah.
And I think I learned to be resilient, but I also learned not to depend.
Relationships?
This is what's happening.
Okay.
I think I'm in a relationship now, and I think I don't have the trust in him completely. Like, I don't know. I just think I don't have 100% trust. And there's little things around the house. I'm 5 feet. He's about, almost 6 feet. And I'm reaching, trying to grab Monica. I'm right here. So it's like I don't even ask him for help and things like that. So I think there's a positive side, I guess, of what, my stepdad taught me and how to be strong. But it's some things that happen that are deep, like some pretty deep wounds. I was on the side of the road.
What does he do to trigger you?
To trigger baby Monica.
Yeah.
That Monica that goes back to that relationship with your stepfather. What does he do to trigger that?
My partner doesn't do anything to trigger me that way. Is just thinking about the relationship growing up, with my stepdad. And, one of the things was, he told me one day I needed to wash my car, and he's like, "Oh, put on some shorts and go to the car wash. I'm sure somebody will help you."
Wow.
Yeah. Or I'm on the side of the road with a flat tire. No, I'm not going to come help you. So I'm calling a tow truck. And
figure it out.
Just
Oh, you got the real stepfather experience, huh? That's what this was.
Objectify. He taught you to objectify yourself and not show up for you in the moments of need. I can understand why it's hard for simple things like him reaching and giving you the cup out the cabinet, because you learned to be self-sufficient because of that.
Almost an alienation of affection going on in this relationship between her and the stepfather, to where you're like, you're not my kid, so I'm not really going to show you any love.
Is that how you felt, Monica?
That is. That is. And I think I might have finally admitted to my mother that I think if he could have convinced her to allow me to be raised by my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, I think he would have wanted that.
Wow.
But I also feel like he knew that would be, just a little bit too far. But that's my internal feeling.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Did you have a good relationship with your grandmother?
Thank y'all so much. Oh yes, my grandmother. She was the apple of my eye. And that's where those from birth until 4, that was home, in that home with my grandmother and my aunt and cousins and a very close family.
Monica, thank you for that. Thank you for the very vulnerable share. We appreciate you.
I'm pretty sure it touched a lot of people.
Yeah, and thank you so much.
Thank you for doing this tonight, y'all. This is really good.
Keep tuning in.
All right, we're going to have more.
Good night.
So the end of tonight's Late Night Love is right around the corner. We're going to be back here in about 2 minutes. Stick around.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like, it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I was a quarterback at Archetype High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
So, Don, what are you walking away with from tonight's conversation?
I'm biased towards women.
Are we going to work on that bias, though? Are we going to try to overcome that?
I'm not. I love women.
You can love them and be biased.
Can I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Both two things can exist at one time.
All right. We'll work on that.
What else are you walking away with aside from your bias?
What are we walking away from? I'm walking away from watch out for the red flags or the yellow flags before you get into a relationship. And if you see that, listen, you are about to date a mama's boy, that may be an issue for you. Maybe not get into that relationship ahead of time. If your partner has an unhealthy relationship with their parent and their parent is butting into your relationship, maybe communicate that to the parent and express yourselves and give them, put them on notice about a boundary that you want to put up because this is your relationship, not theirs. Although you respect them, but we need to put some separation here.
And there's a little bit of a finesse where you can do to navigate that.
Yeah, you don't have to be mean about things. You just be respectfully and stern. About creating space so that you need to create some separation here.
We got some props on the show. Lee Berg in the chat says, thank us that this is a great informative show. We are out here doing the Lord's work, Don.
Doing the Lord's work.
We are doing the Lord's work one show at a time.
Listen.
One show at a time.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a great takeaway right there.
Okay.
Don't set expectations so high that you can't reach them.
When did we say that? Don't set them so high.
I mean, sometimes you might have expectations, that daddy's girl may be looking for a dad that, maybe be looking for a man that may surpass her dad. And then the only man that exists is Jesus, and that's who she wants to date. So.
If that's an extreme case?
Extreme case.
Okay.
Be realistic in your expectations, I should say.
Okay. I would say,
What stands out for you?
Okay.
What stands out for you?
Well, I was chewing on that. What stands out for me is really what you said about the difference sometimes in mama's boys and daddy's girls is that I do think that daddy's girls, by and large, have a plan of release for their daughter. And that is probably why that's a little bit more socially acceptable. I do think I'm really sitting with the fact that, man, mama's boys sometimes really want to hoard that and control that and hang on to that in ways that create problems for not only themselves but for the very person that they love, which is their son.
Yeah, and there's this level of revere that the son is probably like, I got to take care of my mom. I'm respecting women. I love her. All right, being a girl dad is hard work, according to 7 a.m. The Poet. Giggle and watch this now.
I just witnessed a family man pull up to Lowe's parking lot and open the door for his wife and 2 daughters. He pulled up, put the car in park. They didn't move a muscle. This how I know they used to this type of service. He walked around, got his queen, got his wife out of the car first. Then he opened up the daughter's door behind her. And then he walked back around to the car and opened up the other daughter's door. And then he proceeded to walk behind them, kind of off to the side, as every man should, as if he was their personal security. I have been sitting over here begging Danielle for a baby girl. And now I'm sitting over here wondering if I even have what it takes to be a girl dad. Lord knows what his family was going up in Lowe's to buy. I just know that brother's credit card is taking a beating. I only open up Danielle's door for special occasions. Y'all can go in my comments and say whatever you want. This brother opened up all 4 car doors to let himself out, his wife, and 2 girls. I want to ask a question to my male audience. Are all my girl dads okay? If y'all got more than 2 daughters and a wife, I just know y'all working 2 jobs. Girl dads got it rough. Danielle, I know I asked for one, but I think I'm good.
This reminds me of my ex, right? And I remember we was at his parents for the holidays, and his dad opens the door for his daughter and his mom. And so me and the mom and the daughter was it was me and his mom at this point in time. We was walking back to the car, and he opened the door. So the dad opened the door for her. He opened the door for me. And while they was about to get in the car, she turned around and she says, "Does he open the door for you all the time?" I said, "Yeah." She just, "Okay, good job." Like it had been taught. It was the norm. And he did it from day one.
Really?
Right. So it's like we're socialized, and I don't think that we should drop that standard. I really do think that that's a level of chivalry that, going back to our metaphor with Russ and Sierra, that it's like his dad clearly taught him and taught his daughter as well. And it's just like, yeah, this is what he does. This is the kind of treatment we expect. And if a man come along and he arguing with you and going back and forth, it's different from him like, man, I ain't know. But he going back and forth with that, then you probably not my person.
Somebody says, Dr. Luana, would you please talk to Don about not wanting a daughter anymore? If he had one, what would he show her is the standard?
Well, let's start with that. Why? Yeah, that's the question, Don. What would you show her as the standard?
Oh, God. Baby, this world is hard.
Don't prime her with the negative. Let's think positive. Let's think best case scenario. What would you give her that's good, that sets that good example for her? Would you pour into her to let her know, to set that standard? Remember, you giving her the standard for how she gonna judge the rest of the men.
You can sell feet pictures on OnlyFans when you turn 18. No.
How about you are beautiful?
You are kind.
You are smart.
So okay, here's what the standard I would set for my daughter is that, listen, a man who wants to date you and wants to be with you is going to respect you, and this is what respect looks like. Not only for someone who wants to be romantic with you, but also here's what friendship respect looks like.
In the platonic era, okay.
Right. I would teach her about a level of independence, but also about what friendship looks like. And what a friend really is. I would teach her to try to be emotionally healthy. I would teach her about boundaries.
That's good, Don.
I would
Why
teach
you don't
her.
want a daughter anymore?
Huh?
Why don't you want a daughter anymore? These are very good fundamentals and very good foundations. You take for granted how far that could go.
It could probably go very far.
So why you don't want a daughter anymore?
I didn't gave all I got. I didn't gave. I just turned 47 yesterday.
You still young.
Oh, no.
You're still young. We need that cusp. You be a perfect, what are you, a Gen Xer? An alpha?
Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer.
Oh, my God. That'd be, you've seen so much. You know how different her life could be based on what you've seen and what you can offer her?
Listen, there's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody listening. I be trying to put it on Instagram. It get 2 likes.
But that's the algorithm, Doug.
All right.
That's the algorithm.
You'd melt with a baby girl.
You would melt with a baby girl.
Absolutely.
You know what, y'all? That baby girl with Soft and Done, he be having a completely different tune. She get him together with all those biases. He'd be a new man. Done, you'd be a new man. I know it in my knower.
What are you talking about? A new man? I'm the same guy.
No, I'm not saying you a bad man. I'm just saying you'd be an even more incredible man.
Well, listen, we're wrapping up tonight's Late Night Love after the break. Get back here in 2 minutes, okay?
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
Shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling! From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher.
He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't it alone? Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul. Louder for the people in the back.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
All right, Sean McBride reminds us what's possible in a loving relationship. Check out this clip.
What if both of y'all came from broken pasts, broken childhoods, broken families, dysfunctional situations, and what if this relationship right here is finally the place where y'all both are going to heal, where y'all both are going to mature, where y'all both are going to get better. I don't want to resemble the abandonment that your mother gave you. I don't want to resemble the neglect that your father did. I want to soothe you. I want this relationship, I want it to be a healing place, so that our children and our grandchildren can watch us do this thing called relationship, so that our kids, our grandkids can see us do this thing called marriage and take notes. That's how you do it, man.
I love that.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
That was the last clip of the night. It's a short week here, so be here tomorrow and every evening this week for more grown-up conversation with the crew. Dr. Luana, it was amazing having to talk to you. It's always amazing to talk to you. Hold it down with you. Thanks to tonight's guest, Tracy Johnson, and of course, big thanks to the audience out there for staying with us over the last 2 hours. So any plans for this week at all?
We're going to work hard and play harder.
All right, we're going to work hard and play harder. All right. What'd you say? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody said something about a baby girl. Why does everybody wants me to have a baby girl?
Because we know that that's going to be so therapeutic for you, Don.
To having a baby girl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you just see what the man just said in the last clip?
What did he say?
That could be completely transformative and miraculous.
You said, Don, what's your second act?
What's your second act? Think about what your second act.
My second act is the Listening Lounge, which is coming up next on Fox
And a baby girl.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Welcome to Fox Soul's The Listening Lounge, where you come to find your favorite new audiobooks that will leave you inspired and wanting more. I'm your host, Derica Abraham. This week, we are showcasing Oludera Adeo's Self-Care for Black Women, where she details 150 self-care exercises designed specifically to help Black women revitalize their outlook on life, improve their mental health, eliminate stress, and self-advocate. So let's pick up where we left off yesterday.
Watch a 90s Black TV show.